everyone to Masterchef Origins, the only culinary competition set 2 million years before the invention of the oven. Now let's meet our contestants for this week. On my left, upright, brainy, and ready to cook, it's Homo erectus. And on my right, nimble, clever climber, and occasional scavenger, it's Australopithecus. So let's see whose cuisine will reign supreme. Your challenge this week, make a meal that we would like to eat. The catch, using controlled fire. If you can. But what does control of fire really mean? And how did it shape the course of human evolution? Tonight we explore the science, history, and mystery behind one of the most transformative inventions in our species' journey, fire mastery.
Sites such as Chesawanya and Kubifora in Africa have some evidence of controlled fire use dating back to 1.5 million years ago, including fired clay and thermally altered Aldewan lithics. It is still debated, however, whether this is the product of natural or anthropogenic fires. The earliest definitive archaeological evidence we have so far for controlled use of fire by a hominin comes from Wonderwork Cave in South Africa, where microstratigraphic analysis has revealed burned animal bone and ashed plant remains preserved in situ from the early Acheulean occupation approximately 1 million years ago. This places Homo erectus as the most likely hominin to first control fire. Some scholars, however, reject this, insisting that evidence for control of fire should come from indisputable hearths only, and thus control of fire originated closer to the present with Neanderthals from around 400,000 years ago. The use and control of fire is likely to have been a gradual process, and as such is difficult to identify for certain in the archaeological record. Therefore, we need to rely on proxies, such as modern great apes' interactions with fire, ethnographic observations, and the changes domesticating fire is likely to affect on fossil hominins. 4 broad stages have been suggested as the pathway for eventual control of fire. First, opportunistic use of naturally occurring fire. Then, transporting fire from place to place. Then, maintaining and feeding that flame. And eventually, igniting it at will. As the savanna in Africa expanded around 2 to 3 million years ago, the increasingly fire-prone environment in which early humans found themselves would have influenced their evolution, driving significant adaptations and fire dependence. Both Homo erectus and Australopithecus would have likely foraged in the wake of bushfires, a behaviour observed in various animals today, such as chimps and birds. Next, from ethnographic observations and theory, would have come the ability to transport fire to unburned areas, increasing food acquisition. After this, the creation of camps and the maintenance and control of this transported fire would have been a significant step, and appears to be one taken by Homo erectus, and not earlier species such as the Australopithecines. Igniting a fire at will is a significantly harder step, and, like the others, one it is difficult to find concrete archaeological evidence for. There are 2 likely early methods of fire ignition: wood-on-wood friction and stone-on-stone percussion. The first, due to the perishable nature of wood and its ability to fuel the fire it started, leaves almost no evidence. However, flint hand axes, used as fire strikers by Neanderthals, have been found in Europe from at least 50,000 years ago. This technique would have required dexterity of the hands, something difficult for earlier hominins. This model of an early hominin Ardipithecus's hand demonstrates the long fingers of our early ancestors, and shows that gripping and manipulating tools such as fire starters effectively would have been difficult until the fingers shortened, closer to Homo erectus.
Banana.
Let's head back to the kitchen now. Australopithecus, how's it coming along?
Good nut.
Well, keep it up. Homo erectus, something smells good.
Yes, I just cooking meat for high protein men.
Oh, well, excellent. Your head seems to be growing.
Oh, it seems like fire not only good for cooking, but good for food for thought.
Interesting. Let's see what our judges have to say about that.
Although the archaeological evidence for fire use and control may be scarce, some have linked numerous physical changes in human evolution with the invention of cooking, and thus these can be used as a proxy for the timing of widespread fire use, as well as helping us understand the impacts obligate control of fire had on our lineage. Looking at the cranial capacity of these evolving human species, we can see that Homo erectus had a much bigger brain than that of Australopithecus, or even the robust Paranthropus, and it just kept growing from there to modern Homo sapiens. It has been shown that cooked food provides far more energy than raw food, allowing for the development of a large, energy-intensive brain in Homo erectus. Furthermore, the gut in this species shrinks substantially, indicating an increased reliance on processed or cooked food as compared to earlier hominins or comparable great apes. Looking at the teeth of Paranthropus, we can see what's called megadont dentition, with their massive molars ideal for grinding tough grasses and seeds. Homo erectus exhibits a significant reduction in molar size that cannot be fully attributed to changes in body size, even when compared to earlier species like Homo habilis or Homo rudolfensis. A reduction in the sagittal crest, as well as smaller temporalis muscles, are also present in this shift. All this suggests that behaviorally driven adaptations, such as food processing and cooking, emerged after the Australopithecines and either before or alongside the appearance of Homo erectus around 1.9 million years ago.
Excuse me, who is this?
Ah, this my grandmama. I make home family recipe. So I want to know right.
Well, I guess you can utilize whatever tools are at your disposal. Great skill at chopping those tubers, Mrs. Erectus. Your shorter fingers give you great dexterity. And Australopithecus, it seems in the absence of a large social network, he's opted for a raw food diet. Bold move.
The impact of control over fire would have touched all elements of human society. With fire came nighttime light, warmth, protection from predators, and perhaps the most revolutionary of all, social bonding. The robust maintenance of a fire requires a wide and strong social network, and this is supported by the social brain hypothesis, that group size and brain size are directly linked. The ability to sit around a fire encouraged longer waking hours, shared meals, and storytelling. It's even been argued that fire laid the groundwork for language development, helped facilitate population growth, and gave Homo erectus the ability to move out of Africa into higher, colder latitudes. Fire is essential to later technological advancements, such as hafting and heat-treating stones to improve flaking, right up to metalworking and the invention of the combustion engine.
So let's see what our contestants have prepared for us today. Homo erectus, you've made smoked antelope and what looks like to be some roasted tuber chips. Let's have a taste. Smoky, earthy, slightly underseasoned, but promising. Australopithecus is offering us a banana, still in its peel, and what appears to be a small rock. Thank you. Well, Raymond Dart may have believed in Australopithecus Prometheus, but it's clear now that Australopithecus had no sophisticated control over fire. So, it is with great pleasure that I announce the winner of Masterchef Origins is Homo erectus! Congratulations! Your control of fire and great recipes were a key step in how we got to where we are today. Your cuisine reigns supreme.